Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Eye 73. I'm Black Eye 73. As you can see, Antifa, when President Trump first spoke about Antifa, you were like, there was a lot of people saying, oh, he lying about Antifa. Antifa ain't doing nothing. Come to find out, Antifa is the people who destroying stuff and causing violence and busting up business. For the longest, you hear the Caucasian people in the news saying, why? Or you hear them saying on social media, why is they destroying their own neighborhoods and burning up the business and why are they doing all this? Come to find out, it be some Caucasian people, remember Antifa from out of town that come in and throw rocks and set up bricks and bust up these business and they leave. And they leave people. President Trump said this earlier this year. You got to be aware, or you got to be safe because the people from Antifa out here calling a bunch of disturbance. But then you know how the media do. Ah, he said somebody from Antifa. It's not even proven that people are in Antifa. Well, it have been proven. It have been proven a lot. Like a bunch of people, sheriff departments and police who being make arrests into these rides. Most of them said it be people from out of town who get arrested. It be people from out of town coming to you all city and cause this ruckus. Because the peaceful protesters are the people who in that city. They marched in the daytime and in the evening asking for change. But when it start getting dark, you have a group of people just go to them places where they just protest and start busting out buildings and kicking people. Like they trying to say when that young man who shot them people, or where was it? Was it Michigan or in Illinois? The young man, the 17-year-old who had the assault rifle, that AR-15 style rifle, he shot them people. And it's showing on the video that even though he illegally had that gun, but it's showing that people was attacking him. I know people don't want to talk about that part. I'm not saying the dude had the right to come into from out of state. He was from Illinois. Come from out of state to go there to my he protecting doing car dealership with an AR-15. He wasn't allowed to carry that. He was underage. But at the same time, them people didn't have the rights to chase the little young dude down the street and swing on him with skateboards and stuff. I trust me, I'm not trying to defend the dude for killing them two people. But we need to talk about what made them courageous enough to chase a person with an assault rifle in his hand and try to hit him and beat him. Come on. In the community, in the small community I grew up in, you see a gun, you spread out. You move away from the threat. But these people were chasing the threat. And some people saying some of the people might be a member of Antifa. The young man been charged He faced several charges, 2 counts of murder. He also faced charges of a person who have a gun under the age. I don't know that legal term, but he was underage for having an assault rifle. Then the police got criticized because the dude got some water. But we need to go ahead and the Democrats and the Republicans need to go ahead and bring this to the public, saying, yes, Antifa is a threat. I know they made it out how the Boogaloo Boys, they was a threat. But the Boogaloo Boys, they killed a couple of people. But Antifa is a threat. More, it seemed like in Portland, Antifa is not just a group, a small group. Antifa is a large group. You have a riot, you have a protest in a city, you better believe Antifa gonna have some members there, causing chaos. Be people for Antifa. Boogaloo Boys has been spotted at some of these protesters. In the Black Lives Matter. See, they had the Black Lives Matter movement get caught up in all this doing talk about how they political or how they causing trouble. It's not them. It be the people. Cause you see all these darn little Caucasian guys running around and women running around screaming Black Lives Matter, painting Black Lives. They show videos of how they painted Black Lives Matter on the wall. You see a Caucasian person spraying Black Lives Matter. But if it wasn't caught on video, guess who the police would have blamed? Black people. Black people were getting accused for all this bullshit that was going on in these riots and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Some of them do be black people. Like in Chicago, when they went into that broke into the upscale stores in Chicago, there were a bunch of black people. When it happened in Atlanta earlier this year, when they were busting the CNN, there was a bunch of black people out there. There was a bunch of people from Antifa there too. They show photos of some of the same people go to state to cause chaos. They're showing photos of the same people. Yeah. But I'm gonna read you some of this article right here. They said Antifa leader known as the Commander Red was busted carrying a flamethrower to a Wisconsin Black Lives Matter rally and dropping into a fetal position and began crying when stopped by the cops, officials said. The guy named Matthews, he's a 23-year-old, known to be the violent Antifa member who incite violence and otherwise related peaceful protesters. The criminal complaint in his Green Bay arrest record insists, according to from a controversial group, the name which is short for Antifa, along with military-grade 5-minute smoke grenades, firework rockets, and a flamethrower, according to the Green Bay Press. Matthews was stopped after being spotted with a whole bunch of white people. White people. This the article said that. A whole bunch of white people with sticks, baseball bats, and helmets heading toward a Black Lives Matter event in Green Bay, police said in a criminal complaint. They said the others fled when a cop blocked them with his squad car, but Matthews was stopped and dropped into the fetal position and began crying, the police report said. He complained that the officer got on top of him, which police deny. They quote, "It's worrisome when people associated with Antifa come here to Green Bay from out of town for the purpose of committing violence act," Green Bay Police Chief Andrew Smith told the station. It said at the time on Saturday arrest, Matthews was out on a $10,000 cash bond after being accused of pointing a loaded gun at a police officer as well as biting and kicking a cop at a protest earlier this month, the report said. So the little dude got arrested for pointing a gun at a police officer and they didn't shoot him? I don't believe that. Especially when they're saying they basically call him a American terrorist. And you know they got to be backed by somebody with powerful, money. If he out on bail on a $10,000 cash bond, they paid $10,000 out. So they backed by some powerful people, people with some money. They said, and you notice, how you ever notice that the people with money, they always stay in the background, like, but they send their little soldiers out there. You don't know who the people who be backing them, but they back them. They said the condition of his bond was that he cannot have dangerous weapon according to the Brown County District Attorney Office. So that's the only condition? You can't have a dangerous weapon? What is considered a dangerous weapon? Because all states have their definition of what is a dangerous weapon. Because you can go to the darn hardware store and just buy a hoe. Use that as a dangerous weapon, or a pickaxe or axe. I know I seen at one of the box stores I went to earlier this week that they have a darn combination with a machete, a little small axe, a hunting knife, all that inside one box. I'm going back and get that thing. I'm going back and get it. It ain't got for $22. I'm gonna get it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have a machete, little small axe. It's only when you had the done zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna use it for that. That's the only reason. They said the 23-year-old from a town 40 miles south of Green Bay was charged with obstruction and officer of 2 counts of felony bail jumping after Saturday arrest, report said. He was released late Monday on a $2,500 bond, court record showed. He was one of 15 arrested at the Saturday Black Lives Matter protest that turned violent in the city and was deemed an unlawful assembly, police said. They said burning buildings and hurting people, shooting, looting, vandalism. There are absolutely no way that is a form of protest, Smith told the Fox 11 of his zero tolerance stand that crime behavior he's just told y'all. And the people who did the protest, these black people did the protest, they've been screaming their jump for the longest, saying we are not the people who doing this burning and busted buildings. Our protests are peaceful. They said it'd be the people from out of town that come here. The little groups that come here, they're ready and start this mess. Busting out window. Look at Portland. Portland I think it's been 95 or 96 days that Portland been having a protest or a riot going on. 95 days. And then they showed that how they were outside the mayor condo setting fires. And they wanted the mayor to resign. I think Antifa and the Boogaloo Boys are grouped up together. That's just my opinion. I think so. I think that Antifa is like the people that go in there like stars and junk, and the Boogaloo Boy be ready to shoot somebody. Cause they quote saying the only way you can get changes in the United States, there could be a second civil war. And they want to destroy the government. They want to start a war with the government. They want to start a civil war. I don't think they have enough people. First of all, second of all, they don't have enough firepower. But Iraq and Afghanistan has showed that there's a way to defend themselves, especially Afghanistan. They say there's a way to defend yourself against a powerful military without having high-powered weapon. It's in the guerrilla attacks done the side of the road, the bombs set up side the road. But I don't know. Gotta watch out for these crazy little white people. And then he's 23, he's a commander. Man, the dude look like he's about 130 pounds. But look at Norman Banks. I think Norman, something like that. Who was doing serial killer? He was a thin, skinny dude too. I don't know. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I'm gonna come with another one. I'm probably come with another one. I think I need to go feed them children for lunch. I don't know. We see what comes first. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button. Talk to you later.